Hi everyone, Sachi here from New Edge Consultancy Services, and today we're joined with Jeffin from Health Careers International. For everyone out there who is interested in pursuing nursing as a career, there can often be a lot of confusion around the processes and requirements to becoming a nurse. So today we have Jeffin here to answer 7 commonly asked questions that we get, and Jeffin will provide his expertise in answering these questions for us. I'll start with the first question here, Jeffin. So I don't have a background in nursing, but want to access this as a future career. How do I do that?
Cool. So for nursing specifically, what I've noticed is even though sometimes your age or your current situation may matter, what I see really in common between students is their passion or their interest itself to start a nursing career. And certain personalities that I've seen is where they're more caring and they have more of a caring nature where they just want to start helping people. So I would say your passion and your interest really is your first step into nursing, because everything else about the nursing course or even other courses can be developed as you start the course. Because, for example, even the diploma of nursing, you don't actually need a background in science, to be honest, to start off for nursing. Because in your first semester, you'll be starting off with certain components which will build your knowledge and level of understanding of the nursing industry itself through your theory, practical component in our labs or with the educator itself, and then moving on to your placement, which will reinforce that learning that you've done in the first semester, and so on for each semester. You'll be reinforcing your learning as you go, and also while you're working in the industry. So really, nursing is for anyone, I would say, that has an interest to help anyone. Yeah, and we will support you through that journey to make sure you like it.
Great. I think as well, we encourage our students to study where their passions lie as well. It means it's much more fun and better outcomes, I would say.
Definitely.
All right, so question 2. Once I start studying, do I need to attend placement, and what is the life study balance there?
Okay, so for our courses, especially in IHNA that we offer, the course is split into 3 components, which is theory, practical, and placement. So each of your units also has the similar component, where we structure it every semester on a timely basis, convenient to you as well, where you also get a semester break after you finish your placement. So it starts out with your theory, then you'll be doing your practical in our labs, and then you'd have to do your placement for sure. So once you finish your placement is when you actually finish the unit. So we organize the placement for you as well every semester, at the end of every semester or towards the end of every semester, where during a semester break, you will not have to commit to the studies as well. And generally, your placements would be from about 120 hours or upwards, depending on the course that you're doing itself. And you do not need to stress about balancing your placement during your studies or work, because you would be doing placement generally on a weekly basis, also on a full-time basis, which would be more than 20 hours per week. But then as well, as soon as you get it done within 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, you're over and done with. So you can focus on your other commitments. And you will also have your semester break where you can work full-time as well during that time. So in Australia, as you already know, balancing life and study as an international student is achievable and manageable, and we will try our best as well to help you organize these placements across considering your work schedule as well. So maybe, we can also organize evening shifts for your placement instead of morning shifts. And maybe your work may be even also happy for you to work on weekends or night shifts, considering the placement itself as well. Yeah.
Great. Okay, you answered my next question about if you have a part-time job, still being able to do work placement. So it seems like it's a very there's flexibility there as well, which is great. All right. So for nursing, do I need to go to a regional area, or can I do this in a metro area?
Not necessarily. So, like I was mentioning earlier, we focus onto the pathway opportunities of each of our courses. So that would be applicable to nursing, childcare, or community services. So, if you follow the pathway and you actually build the right network and you gain the right experience as you should in the relevant industry, as you go in the healthcare industry, you have a high likely chance of getting a job or finding a sponsor itself at the end of your course once you're fully qualified. So, for example, for nursing, we've had a lot of students that have completed their diploma of nursing and then going on to their bachelor's of nursing, and they have found their current employer itself, where they were working as an enrolled nurse during their bachelor's, to be the ones itself to sponsor them after they finish their bachelor's. So that opportunity came to them because they were working in the industry, and taking that opportunity which was given to them during their course itself. So I would advise for anyone to actually start working in the industry while you're studying your course, getting that opportunity where you can network with your employers or even other students who can also help you find other potential employers that can help you stay in the state that you're currently settled at or studying at. And if that doesn't work out for you, obviously regional migration is also really good with a lot of opportunity to offer itself. Yeah.
Great, thank you. Okay, so once I finish my course, what do I have to do to get nursing registration?
So yes, there are a few types of nurses in Australia. So we have enrolled nurses, which are diploma qualified nurses, and we also have bachelor qualified nurses who are registered nurses. And we also have overseas registered nurses who come to Australia to become a registered nurse over here as well. For the diploma nurses or the enrolled nurses to get qualified, you'd have to finish your qualification. And as an international student, you'd also need to have IELTS or PTE or OET equivalent to a 7 each. And if you have both of those requirements, you'll become an enrolled nurse after you finish, a registered enrolled nurse after you finish your diploma of nursing. Similarly, like that, once you finish your bachelor's of nursing and you have the qualification and also an IELTS, OET or PTE equivalent to a 7 each, then you can also register yourself as a registered nurse in Australia. And if you're an overseas registered nurse who's looking to come into Australia and become a registered nurse over here, AFRA's requirement, AFRA, which is the regulatory body in Australia, their requirement to become a registered nurse in Australia is you should hold an Australian qualification of a level 7 or higher, which is a bachelor's or above. Or and you need to have an IELTS or PTE or OET 7 each. And also you need to have your current registration from overseas as well. So once you meet these requirements, you would get a decision letter, which would mention that you have to do either the EPIQRN program, which is a 3-month course, or you have to do the OBA test, which is called the outcome-based assessment. Once you qualify into either one of those successfully, then you will become an Australian registered nurse as well.
Okay, great. Question about specialization. So I want to become specialized in, say, midwifery. How do I do that? And are there other specializations?
To specialize in midwifery, you would actually have to finish, you would generally need a nursing qualification, or you have to go directly into a bachelor's of midwifery in university itself. So you have 2 pathways. You can either go directly into bachelor's of midwifery in a university that delivers it, or you can complete your bachelor's of nursing and then do a postgraduate qualification, which specializes in midwifery. So altogether that would take about 4 years, or it would take about 3 years as a pathway, but that both would have its own advantages if you choose it. Yes, so that's for midwifery as well.
Okay, great. And do you guys offer any specializations, or do you do the nursing, then you go on to do a specialization afterwards?
Yeah. So generally you'd have to do the nursing course itself, and then when you start working in the industry, that's when you start specializing into the sector. So you have like different areas where you can focus, like mental health, emergency sector, intensive care. You have perioperative sector as well, which is the operation theaters, or you also have even the education industry where you can specialize in, where all of our courses, they all require educators, which would be yourselves when you finish your qualification. So if any of you have a skill into teaching, you can always get the qualification or the certificate for it. And once you finish your qualification, you get the experience as well in the industry. You can always look forward to working in the education sector as well, of the healthcare sector, where we will give you the opportunity and we will train you how to actually become an Australian qualified educator in your industry.
Okay, great. And I know you touched on this earlier, but we'll just do some clarification. So if I'm a registered nurse from overseas and want to convert that registration to an Australian registration, how would I do that?
Yeah, so you would generally have to have a bachelor's or above qualification from your home country. So there are two types of nurses, I would say then. There are nurses, registered nurses from overseas that are diploma qualified. And there are also bachelor registered nurses from overseas that have a 4 years bachelor's with that experience. So for the 4 years bachelor registered nurses, they actually meet the requirement of the AFRA, which one of the requirement was an Australian qualification level 7 or higher. So if you have the level 7 or higher qualification, which is a bachelor's, similarly in your home country, then you would not need to do a graduate diploma of nursing, for example, or even do a bachelor's of nursing again, or even a master's of nursing again, normally, unless if you want a student visa. If you're a diploma nurse from overseas, then you are an AQF level 5 qualified nurse in your home country. So you need to actually complete a bachelor's or a graduate diploma of nursing, or you need to complete your master's of nursing. So for nurses, generally, it is kind of expensive to be going into a bachelor's of nursing directly or a master's of nursing directly, unless if you have the right qualification or skills to complete as you go, which is not so easy as well, but manageable. So we have the graduate diploma of nursing where you study for 1 year, and then after you finish your course, you will be recognized as an AQF level 8 qualification. So then you will be eligible with AFRA once you also have your IELTS 7 each, and you can apply for your registration with AFRA, where they would tell you that you need to do either the OBA program or you need to do a EPIQRM course, which for both we offer the preparation and we offer the course itself as well. So we can guide you through the whole pathway. And then once you finish one of these, we can help you find a job with a suitable provider wherever you prefer.
All right, great.
Did I answer your question, Zoe?
Yes, perfect. So that's all the questions I had for you, Jeffin. So thank you so much for joining us. And if anyone watching has any questions, please feel free to reach out, give us a call, send us a message, and we can definitely help you. Also, if you guys are interested in studying with HCI, then fill out the form in the description and we can reach out to you and organise that. All right, thank you, Jeffin.
Thank you, Sachi, and thank you everyone for joining in, and New Edge as well, of course.